Hello there. I want to talk today about sabotaging patterns um, and why it's important that we discover what they are in order for you to be able to break some limitations that may be going on in your life that you're not quite aware of why you're being limited. So your reality is what you believe is possible. You have in your life right now what you think is possible, okay? And you also have what you feel is safe. You have what you feel is safe. What wasn't possible today doesn't mean it is impossible tomorrow. Because think about it, science says that Usain Bolt is too tall to be able to run that fast, but yet he's smashing left, right, and centre. Minutes off of, he's sprinting. And we make the mistake as well that we try to fix our problems as if we're broken, and if you've done everything possible, that you can do and you still don't have what it is you want, then there's something missing, isn't there? There's something not quite right. Something's missing. Now, the broken fixing mindset takes you on this cyclical pattern where you're always looking for something to fix. Yeah. So you jump out of your comfort zone. You go, oh, look, there it is, fix. I need to fix that. Jump out. You do a bit of fixing, do a bit of molding, and then you jump straight back into where you were before, and nothing changes. Nothing has changed. You don't change. You remain the same. Your identity is in conflict, and it's in conflict with what it is that you want. Because when you get what you want, it takes you back to what you know. Because it doesn't recognise this new thing. It doesn't recognise it. So you go around in this cyclical pattern of reinforcing that you're not what you want to be. You're not who you want to be. You don't have what you want in your life. And the key aspect of all of this is because you're out of emotional alignment with what it is that you want. Listen, guys, you cannot plant seeds of scarcity and expect to grow an abundance tree. You cannot grow seeds of doubt and expect to grow confidence. You just can't. You just can't. And everything that stops you is in the unconscious mind. And you become stuck in sabotaging patterns of what you desire. I'm reading from my notes here because I don't want to miss anything, because this is, really fundamental stuff for you to get underneath of. And so there's 6 sabotaging patterns, right? So the first one is I am not worthy. I am not worthy. So what you do is you keep doing stuff that makes you feel unworthy, because it takes you around in that cycle. I'm not good enough is another one. So you put yourself in situations where it reinforces that you're not good enough, because it's the cyclical pattern. I don't belong. And that's the key one. That's a key one for anyone really that just wants to have a sense of community. A sense of community. And if you've spent a lot of your life just like floating around, it's probably because you have this feeling of don't belonging. So you'll put yourself in a situation where you just don't belong. You continue to just don't belong. I'm insignificant and invisible. And this, for people in their menopause, when they get into their menopause, women, they feel this the most. They will feel this invisible sabotaging pattern the most, because it will reinstate something that's come from very early in their life. And it could even be a new sabotaging pattern that you've put in place because of, significant events. And it's also key in middle child syndrome. middle child syndrome, because you have the child, so you've got this older sibling. This older sibling, when they're first born, they get all of the love and attention, don't they? You come along, and you now get all the love and attention, and then another child comes along, and that child now gets all the love and attention, and then the older child gets all the love and attention again, as well as the younger child, because the younger child needs nurturing, and the older child is into all sorts of stuff, and they need monitoring, and you're just there, you know. And then there's this, don't have the capacity. I don't have the capacity. So you've never got time. You've never got time to do anything different to what you do now. You've never got time, you know. And it's a sabotaging pattern that you put yourself in. And then the last one is, I need to be perfect. But there is no perfection. There is nothing is perfect, guys. Everything will have an idiosyncrasy attached to it of some shape or form. Nothing is ever perfect. You know, and if you try to fix these things, you just end up reinforcing them, because you're on this pattern, you're in this cycle. So whatever it is you want to manifest, you must be it. You must be in emotional alignment with it. And if you can learn something, you can unlearn it. Yeah, now think about that for a second. If you can learn something, you can unlearn it. And if we can change the way we think, and we can change the way we are, we can also change the way we feel. Because the way we feel controls the very way we act, you know? And think about it. If you flood your body with emotion, you can physically feel it and see it change. So someone that's full of joy because they've had some exciting news, for instance, and they're just full of joy and excitement, and they're smiling and they're buzzing, and they're like, wow, and they're like, wow, this is amazing, I can't believe it, this is brilliant, you know. And then on the other end of the scale, if someone's feeling sad for whatever reason, they're feeling really sad and they're feeling that emotion, you know, their body will change. They'll be holding themselves. They'll be, you know, they may be looking down. They're going to be sad. They're going to be full on. They're going to be frowning. You know, there's all these different ways the body changes in accordance to how we feel. It's in accordance to how we feel. So, you know, but this is key as well. If you can change so easily, you can change back just as quick. Yeah, you can change back just as quick. So in order to stay in emotional alignment, you have to create it firstly, and then you have to strengthen it. So you have to practice being in alignment, being in the emotional state, feeling that feeling of, you know, what it is you want to manifest in your life, okay? Now, the thing is with healing is, I am a healer. I'm a pure energy healer. I'm a Reiki master. I do crystal therapy, and and I love it, and I absolutely love it. And the thing is with that is, and I'm not knocking it, and it all has a place, because I do practice it, and I practice it on myself. But what I'm talking about is outside of that. But I want to just talk about this for 1 second, because what healing does is it makes you okay with where you are right now. It makes you okay with where you are right now. So you feel better for a bit. You feel better for a bit about where you are right now in your life. But what the magnetic alignment program does is it unplugs you from it. It unplugs you from it, and it lets it go. So you don't have to deal with it again. It lets it go. Yeah? So it frees you up to be able to then bring in the new feeling that you want to have, to bring in what it is that you want to manifest in. So you have to be in the future feeling now. You must let go of trying to get somewhere else and trying to move somewhere else or be somewhere else or run away from something, because the law, the spiritual universal law, it says that energy will take the path of least resistance. It will take the path of least resistance. So what that means, it's going to take the easy option. It's going to take the easy option. And what will happen is it will take you back to where you were before, because that's what it knows. Okay? That's what it knows. So your unconscious mind is the one that runs all these patterns of behavior. This is where they all come from. And it doesn't matter to the unconscious mind whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, whether they're good for you, bad for you, or indifferent for you. It doesn't care because it has no logic. It doesn't work like that. It has no logic. But what it does is, because it knows all of those things to be your identity, it wants to take you back to what it knows, because if you're trying to change, it thinks you're trying to kill it off. So you have to train your body and be in alignment, emotional alignment, with who it is you're trying to move towards, what it is you see in your future self, even call it, your future life, even call it. You have to be in emotional alignment with that. Okay, so you have to start thinking differently, guys. You have to start thinking about now. Now is enough. Because if now is enough and you want to manifest more of now, you're going to move yourself to where it is you want to be. But if now is never enough, why would your brain give you more of what's never enough? It's just going to keep giving you more of what's never enough, isn't it? Because that's all it knows, is what's not enough for you. It's just going to keep giving you what's not enough, And for instance, if you have an issue around money, if money is anxious and an anxious thing for you, you've got a bad feeling about money for whatever reason, why are you going to get more money if it's going to make you feel worse? If your brain's, it's just not going to happen. So you cannot heal your current reality. You cannot heal your current reality and expect things to change. You cannot heal your current reality and expect to get somewhere else. It doesn't work like that, because you're still here in the same thought patterns, the same behaviours, the same sabotaging patterns. You're still here. So you have to stop working just on your conscious mind. It's the unconscious mind that you have to start connecting in with. It's that part of you. It's the dormant memories. It's the dormant memories which are the problem. Because that's where they're all stored. That's where all these patterns come from. And you don't need to keep finding another strategy either. You don't need to keep trying to skill yourself here and change your job and do this and do that and do that. No, you don't need to do any of that. Because if you can do, well, you can do all of that. But you're not going to change. You, as an individual, won't change. You won't change. And you'll always have those sabotaging patterns. So you just need to get into emotional alignment with what you want. Otherwise, life will never be better. It will never be better. So there's 6 steps to doing this. And so the first one is about finding your vision, what it is. What's your truth? What is your truth? What's the bridge between the two? What's the resistance and the inner conflicts that's going on? What are they? And then once you know these things, you can own it. You can absolutely own it. You can own it, and then you have the power to let it go. You have the power to let it go, because no one else can do this for you. You have to do it to let it go. And here's what you must let go of: the environment. You must let go of what's going on in your environment. It doesn't matter what's going on out there. You have to change the way you feel about it. You have to change the way you feel about it. You have to think about who you're hanging with, guys. You have to change the way you feel about that. Your beliefs, your family entanglements, your stories that your unconscious mind makes up with a chit-chat in your mind, because it wants to bring you back to what it knows. It wants you to stay where it knows who you are, that identity. It doesn't know that person you're trying to become. It doesn't know that lifestyle you're trying to achieve. It doesn't know it, so it's going to keep bringing you back, because the spiritual universal law states that energy follows the path of least resistance. So you cannot fix any of these, guys. You cannot fix any of these. You've got to let go of this identity of feeling incomplete, and you have to let it go. And when you've let it go, and when you've let go of who you've been, action is the only thing that's going to show that you are in alignment with it, because action always speaks the loudest. You cannot sit and manifest, you cannot sit and affirm, you cannot have your affirmations daily. You cannot just have your positive thoughts, and attach a feeling without putting some action to it. You still have to do stuff, guys. You still have to do stuff. It's not going to miraculously just come. You have to you have to put steps in place to move yourself towards that goal with the feeling of that end result with you, you know? So let's stop having our past and our sabotaging patterns holding us back. What would the person that you are wanting to become do right now? What would you do right now? What would you do right now? If you'd like to have a free session with me, a free coaching session to uncover your sabotaging patterns and get you into magnetic alignment, I would love, 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 love to hear from you. So contact me for that session. There should be a form down here, a link to a form down here, and then what you need to do for me is, if you can put in your email address, your name, and a few details. No, you don't have to go overboard, but just a few details of why you feel this process is going to work for you, and what what you want to get out of it, and why you feel you need to start looking at your sabotaging patterns, because it will just help me to choose the people that I can work with more effectively, because I do only have a few spaces left to give this free session too. So fill out that form, okay? And I can't wait to hear from you. This is going to be amazing. Okay, take care now, guys. Bye.